Death of Ivan Ilych is a novella written by Leo Tolstoy. One of the greatest novella ever written. Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy is a renowned Russian writer who wrote many masterpieces. His work, The Death of Ivan Ilych, is one of the best creations in literature. The Death of Ivan Ilych is all about Ivan Ilych. As the title says, it's about his death. There is no doubt that the main character of the novella has died. How did he die? Who was he? Why did he die? It all said in the story. We all are going to die, whether our life is fair or unfair. Death is an unavoidable deal. When death comes, what we can say? Leo Tolstoy is a man who preaches life philosophy with great fiction. We all are Ivan Ilych. In our lifetime, we must go through what he goes through. Have you ever been in bed because you are ill? Sometimes many people around us care for us, but still they all have their work to do. Then what about a man on his deathbed? In this fiction, Ivan Ilych is also in his bed ill and waiting for the Lord of Death to approach him. At that time he hated everyone but liked his servant. That was a philosophical poetic point. In this story, Ivan Ilych's wife was another important character. She makes him mad and irritated. There was a connection to it with the author himself. If you read about Leo Tolstoy, you can know that. When it comes about his wife, daughter, his condition, his thoughts, all are true to life and still understandable today. That's why it is a masterpiece. Fiction gives us views on what life is. How should we live it? Death is the antagonist and savior here. When you finish the novella, you should ask yourself, how I lived till now. It's an unbearable pain and mental suffering which becomes at last a poem. At last, the novella is all about a dying man. When I read this novella, I confirmed that he is a great writer. This one is enough to consider him an important writer, I think. When I read the book, I thought that it also connected with him. The wife of Ivan and Tolstoy's wife. It gives us a big guide to lead and live our lives. Life is full of ups and downs. An ending drama with death. Whenever you want to read a masterpiece that is not as big as a novel, you should select it. It is a serious literary work that should be celebrated by all ages. In our life, we will at least once feel like Ivan Ilych when we are sick, and that is enough to connect with the book. It is one of the masterpieces of Tolstoy. It inspired many individuals. It is nothing less than giving the life of a man to us shortly and selectively. It is a snappy epic. When talking about Leo Tolstoy, his short stories are very important. He had written some greatest short stories. His great short stories like, God Sees the Truth, But Waits, How Much Land Does a Man Need? And Two Old Men are some of the short fiction I have read and celebrated. Tolstoy became a teacher, grandfather, and monk while telling his stories. He conveys his enlightenment through his stories to the world. If you have to gift a book to your dear ones, Tolstoy's works are a must to consider. Advising young ones is a waste of time, but giving them to read Tolstoy's works is a good choice. We can get more from the man through his works.